On today's episode, we're gonna do a little grooming. We'll meet two contestants ready to transform a disheveled driveway into a well-maintained lane. But we're not gonna do some mamby-pamby makeover. Oh, no, sir. This is where tough men take tough machines and teach Mother Nature a thing or two about looking presentable in public. Get ready for grooming on a much larger level, doing a little maintenance on lanes and fields on this week's Tough Grit.
What you working on there, Shannon?
Oh, Caleb, my young friend. I was just preparing for today's show. Now, I heard we had two topics on the show today, grooming and grading a lane. And I wanted to be prepared. Now, naturally, I've got the grooming part down to perfection.
Yeah, but what about grading a lane?
Well, that's the part that troubles me. Now, is this gonna be straight pass-fail, or are we gonna grade on a curve? Will there be multiple choice questions, or true or false?
I don't follow you.
And who am I to grade some woman I've never even met before? That seems sexist, and I bet Elaine is bothered by it too.
Shannon, we're not grading a lane. We're grading a lane, like a driveway.
I knew that. And by grading, you mean leveling and resurfacing a gravel driveway. I won't need those number 2 pencils, will I?
No. Maybe you've had to re-gravel and grade a driveway that was washed out after a big storm. Or maintain your fields by keeping those pesky, encroaching trees at bay.
Or maybe living out here would be a little more fulfilling if it were a little more groomed. At one time or another, we've all found ourselves in Tough Grit. That's where we come in. I'm Shannon Riley.
And I'm Caleb Regan. Today, we're not only going to show you how to complete the project, we're going to give you the tools to help you get it done right the first time.
And we're going to throw in a little competition between rural neighbors just for fun. Good people, nice people, well-groomed people. People like these two contestants. Let's meet them.
Our first contestant is Tom Garton from South Haven, Kansas. Tom has lived on a farm most of his life and has experience doing it all, from building fences, doctoring livestock, and baling hay to fixing machinery. He says he figures you only go around once, so do it all.
Tom knows the value of good maintenance. He's been really working hard all morning maintaining his temper around me.
Contestant number 2 is Stephen Davidson from Burlingame, Kansas. Stephen grew up farming, so he's a jack of all trades. He works on a big ranch and also cuts hay and owns his own cattle. He's engaged to be married to his fiancée, Kaylani, next year.
Stephen knows there's no I in team, but I wish he wouldn't brag about what a good speller he is.
Gentlemen, welcome to Tough Grit.
Now you get to find out what your project of the day is. Gentlemen, your Tough Grit challenge is grading a lane and mowing a field.
If you happen to have a little bit of land or maybe a gravel driveway, one of the best, most significant, and most fun investments you can make is in a tractor and its attachments.
Nothing says living in the country like a well-graded gravel lane. And creating one with a box scraper is your first task today.
Using a rotary cutter and your best precision driving skills, your second challenge is mowing a flagged area of land.
But we don't expect you to tackle this project all alone. As always, we brought in some expert help to coach you to victory.
Our first expert is the editor-in-chief of Grit magazine, the oh-so-rurally wise Hank Will.
They say beauty is only skin deep, but with Hank, it doesn't even go that far.
And to coach Team Tractor Supply, we have Jake Gurley, manager of the Denton, Texas Tractor Supply store.
Jake has a real incentive to clear this field. We hid his keys in there somewhere.
Our experts will be giving you tips and coaching you along the way to help you complete your challenges efficiently, accurately, and safely. Whichever one of you does the best in those 3 categories will walk away with up to a $1,000 gift card to Tractor Supply Company. And you'll also get to use some great tools and equipment today, such as the County Line box scraper and rotary cutter tractor attachments.
Before we get to use some cool tools, let's find out from our experts the ins and outs of our first challenge.
Tom, the rear of a modern tractor is equipped with a 3-point hitch. It provides standard mounting positions for a number of useful implements and other tools. It also comes with a power takeoff shaft, or PTO, which is a spinning shaft down here, which you'd connect to a drive shaft to power a number of different trailing implements, or actually mounted implements as well. 2 of the most sort of useful mounted implements that aren't PTO powered are the box scraper and the angle blade.
Stephen, this is a box blade. A box blade hooks up to your 3-point of your tractor. It doesn't use the PTO It's made of heavy metal, tubular metal on the front right here. It's shaped in a U shape, rectangular, so that way as you're pulling the dirt to the front, you know, it pulls the dirt with you. It's got 2 cutting edges on it. It's got one on the front, it's got one on the back, so that way if you go backwards or if you go forward, you can move the dirt right with you where you need it to be.
Now, Tom, in addition to the cutting edges, a lot of box scrapers have these adjustable scarifier teeth. The scarifier teeth, you drop them down and they'll gouge into really hard ground. It can be really useful for you know, forming pole barn floors or really maintaining lanes that are packed really hard.
Stephen, you can use the 3-point arms to adjust the box blade level, so that way you can bring the dirt from the edge to the middle of the road, or you can build you a crown in the middle of the road.
Tom, the angle blade is a different beast altogether. It consists of a curved mold board, much like a grater blade with a hardened cutting edge. This blade is mounted in a frame that allows it to pivot left or right, or tilt several degrees from horizontal. It's really useful if you're, you know, maintaining a ditch in fairly soft materials. It's also really helpful to pull the gravel that moves to the edge of your lane back toward the center. But for really hard cutting, really tough grading situations, it just doesn't do it quite like the box blade.
And now let's get this challenge started. Each contestant will have a 125-foot stretch of lane to grade, and they'll get 6 passes to get the job done right. 6 passes? I never get 6 passes, and I go to the bar with Hank all the time. Maybe that's the problem.
Then we'll measure the variance from the crown to the edge, shooting for a pitch of 1/2 inch per foot of lane width. Whoever gets the best results will win. Good luck to you both.
Ready, set, go.
All right, let's do this.
Don't forget the seatbelt. Don't forget your seatbelt. And go ahead and clutch to get her started. Perfect.
Both
Perfect.
those Kubotas fired up. We're ready to grade some lane.
That's a lot of rock. Now they gotta roll.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, you're looking good. Yeah, you're grabbing a ton.
All right. Kind of raise up just a little bit. There you go, there you go. Good, good. Pull a little bit more, pull a little bit more.
When we come back, we'll find out which contestant will win a $500 gift card from Tractor Supply Company and which one won't get a passing grade. Stay tuned to Tough Grit.
21st century tractors still make excellent mules, but thanks to a lot of standardized engineering, today's tractor is capable of pushing, pulling, carrying, and powering all manner of tools that help you get the work done around your place. One of the most useful mounted tools includes the hydraulically operated front end loader. You can use this implement with a utility bucket to dig, grade, carry, spread, and even remove snow. Want to move large round bales of hay? Swap in a bale spear up front and you are good to go. The tractor's rear includes a drawbar, which is what you would generally hitch the tongue of a wagon to. But that's not all. You will also find a standardized hitching system called a 3-point hitch that attaches to specific mounted or semi-mounted implements at 3 locations and gives you adjustable positioning capabilities. Look between the 3-point hitch arms and you will find a splined power takeoff shaft that you can use to power both drawbar pulled and 3-point hitch mounted attachments, such as mowers, tillers, and balers. Today's tractor is a true working partner, and fitting it with the right set of attachments will make that initial machinery investment work for you every day.
Welcome back to Tough Grit, folks. Right now, our 2 contestants are grading a lane to Caleb's tough specifications using their box blades.
And each contestant will have only 6 passes to do it.
I'm so excited. I don't think my level of excitement will ever degrade.
It looks like things are going pretty well for Team Grit and Team Tractor Supply, and we'll soon have a winner. Looking pretty smooth right there. I'll be watching to make sure the contestants don't make more than their 6-pass limit. I'll be measuring the crown, but they'll also shoot for proper compactness of the gravel. And of course, we want them to work safely using their common sense.
All right, go ahead and raise your box.
And while Caleb is grading the grading, I'll be watching the box scraper carefully to see if I can use a modified version on my cat's litter box at home.
Go ahead and pop it up some more and make a turn and come back the other side.
You're right here at the end, so start lifting it up, start lifting it up. All right, now we need to turn around and make another pass going the other way.
This is working pretty nice. Beautiful.
All right. Doing a good job, man, doing a good job.
Let's go ahead and start back here just so we can get some gravel.
Okay.
razor up and go ahead and make your turn.
But you want to do just kind of like you did on that last time, going down this side.
Leave it exactly one spot.
And you don't want to, you don't want this right on the edge. You kind of want it up a little bit because you're cutting away at your edge there.
Yeah, the two furrows are meeting now. Awesome. I'd raise it up a wee bit more. That's good. That's good.
Tom ready to make his 5th pass. Steven's just finishing up his 4th.
Yeah, I think you're doing good. Yeah, now we're just spreading.
Because you're shooting level and you kind of got that crown, you're going to be pulling it just right down the middle there. And really, the idea of this is to leave it at one height all the way down.
Yeah, no.
This is going to seem strange, but this is our last pass. So what I would do, I would sort of position myself over that little batch.
Yeah.
Lower it down and then kind of just make us.
Just angle back over that way a little bit.
Yeah, so start over here kind of.
Right.
You're getting a little bit of crown put back in. All right, right there, right there. Now go ahead and aim yourself over. Lower it just a tad and just back straight up.
I think that side we just got halfway decent, and I think once we get the one right down the middle, it'll smooth it out on both sides.
Yeah.
But kind of stay over that way a little more.
All right, that's good. Go ahead and set the box down and set the bucket down.
Great job, gentlemen. Come on up here.
Right in here, guys.
That was a great competition. All right, Caleb, who are we going to crown the victor of this challenge?
Well, good job to you both. I was taking the board out there and measuring the pitch of each man's lane. Both of you had a couple of rough spots. Overall, Tom, yours is a little smoother, and you got a better crown consistently. So congratulations. You're the winner of the first challenge.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Tom. To what do you attribute your victory to?
I would have to say the right equipment for the job and a great coach.
All right, you can pay him off now, Hank. Stephen, how are we going to get even?
Well, we let him have this last one, so we're gonna work hard on this next one.
All right, well, between us, I'm pulling for you.
Now that our contestants have their lanes graded, it's time for them to move on and use a second tractor attachment.
For our next challenge, we'll be doing a little field maintenance. So don't go away, because when we return, we'll find out who will get another $500 Tractor Supply gift card and who will find the field of competition too deep.
Glad you're back with us on Tough Grit. Our two contestants are geared up for the second challenge of the day, some precision mowing with the rotary cutter.
So let's go back to our experts, Hank Will from Grit Magazine and our Tractor Supply store manager, Jake Gurley.
Tom, there are a bunch of different kinds of mowers that you might attach to the rear of your tractor. Two of the most common that you'll encounter are the rotary cutter, which we have set up here, and also a finish mower. Both of those devices actually receive power from the tractor's PTO, which is up in here, and are driven by a drive shaft, which basically turns the gears in a gearbox, which spins the blades and helps you get rid of unwanted vegetation.
Stephen, this shaft that we have here is a cover shaft. It's got a hard plastic shell on the outside of the shaft, so that way it keeps anything from getting into your shaft. Most shafts have a spline or a groove end that matches up to the bottom of the tractor. What you want to do on that groove is you want to get to where the grooves are all matching. And it's got a little push pin that when you push the pin in, it goes over the groove. And what I'm going to do here, Stephen, is I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to hook it up to this link right here. So that way, as the shaft is spinning, this hard plastic shell will stop.
Tom, the rotary cutter uses the tractor's substantial PTO power to actually muscle its way through really thick vegetation, saplings, seedlings. You can even mow small trees that are maybe around 2 to 3 inches in diameter down, depending on the size of the unit.
And what happens if you hit a solid object like a rock or something?
Well, these machines are designed with blades that kind of swing, so if you hit something hard, the platen will keep spinning, but the blade will actually kick back and then centrifugal force will send it back out again. Some of them actually have what's called a stump jumper on them, which is a little housing on the bottom. Where it hits the stump, it'll actually ride the device up over it without actually letting the blades engage.
Stephen, this rotary cutter is the piece of equipment that you need to help keep the township happy, keeping your borrow ditches mowed. Also help your neighbors be happy from keeping your pastures free of shrub and small saplings.
Or if you're just cutting grass or a big lawn.
Well, if you have a big lawn, several acres, you're probably going to want to go with a 3-point finishing mower.
Now Tom, the mounted finishing mower takes power from the same PTO shaft. In this particular case, you were using the power to spin 3 finishing blades. They're a lot finer cutting blades than on the rotary cutter. You definitely don't want to take that machine out into the rough country or you'll ruin it in a hurry. But if you've got a lot of acreage to mow, using a mounted finishing mower is a lot less expensive than buying a freestanding mower of that same capacity.
And now it's time to cut the chatter and get these big machines moving. On to challenge number 2.
Remember, you'll need to move quickly, but we're also looking for accuracy and safety. This one's all about finesse, so don't hit any of the stakes, mow too much outside the lines, or miss areas inside the lines, or we'll add to your time. In the event of a tie, it's going to come down to a judgment call on who's accurate.
So basically, you've got to go fast and color within the lines. Only you're not using colors, just big spinning blades. Good luck, fellas. Ready, set, go!
There goes both PTOs are fired up. Mowers are down. Steven's backing into his first corner, and he's off.
He sure is.
Whatever you do, you want to make sure and stay out of the way of that rear discharge.
That is pretty much the motto of my life.
Our plan of attack this afternoon, we're going to want to start on the corners. You know, you're going to want to get your corners because you're going to have to do a little finesse. They're adding 15 seconds to your time every time you touch a pole, so you don't want to touch no poles.
Both gentlemen at their first corner.
You'll get docked if we mow outside the lines, you know, if you wipe out your wire, or if you're in too far from the wire. So it's kind of, you want to get the outer perimeter kind of precision done, and then just let it rip on the rest.
Don't you go away, because when we come back, we're going to find out which one of our contestants is going to win the rotary cutting challenge, and which one of them is just spinning their wheel.
The box blade and rotary cutter are 2 great ways that you can let your tractor work for you, but you can get much more out of your machine than grading and mowing. There are tractor attachments to do just about anything you can imagine, and some things you probably can't. If you've ever wrestled fence posts to the ground with a 2-man auger, or heaven forbid, even an old-fashioned post-hole digger, you know that a tractor-mounted power auger would be just a ticket for building and maintaining your fences. And when it's time to get your garden in, a wide array of plows and tillers exist that hook right onto the back of your compact tractor, allowing you to prep a much larger garden in a fraction of the time. Once you've got your garden established, cultivators in a range of sizes and styles are available to help refresh your soil. You can even mount tank sprayers on your tractor if you want to feed your plants a little something special. Often overlooked is the compact tractor's ability to move material. And I'm not just talking about dirt and rocks. With a carryall, hay, spike, or even a trailer, you can quickly and effortlessly load and unload fodder, fence posts, fertilizers, tools. Well, the list could go on forever. With the right implements for the job, a tractor can save you time, money, and effort with nearly every aspect of caring for your land. Work smarter, not harder, is always my motto, and think about how you can take full advantage of the benefits that your tractor offers.
Welcome back. Team Grit and Team Tractor Supply are both working hard out there, but this was still too close to call.
Turn your RPMs up. You want to mow as fast as you can, but at the same time you want to mow efficient. So, you know, you probably want to run your tractor about 2,000 RPMs and probably about, 4th gear, something like that.
When it comes to using the rotary cutter, or bush hogging as we used to call it, you really got to be careful around things like fence posts and trees, and it's all about just being accurate.
I'll be watching for one of those bush hogs. I'm hungry.
Run it up to about 2,500 RPMs. I think that's close to a 540 RPM PTO. And then if you choose high gear, I think you can just feather the hydro. And then as you get going, you might notice that the engine lugs down. You just go ahead and throttle it up a little bit and use your hydro to keep those RPMs where they need to be. As long as it's cutting well, it doesn't matter if you're locked in on the exact 540.
Both guys cruising. I think Tom's got the early lead. Once you carve out the edges, then it's just a matter of spinning those wheels and rocking and rolling. Ooh, it's coming down to it. Shut it down.
Great job, gentlemen. Come on in. You really mowed me over with that competition. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, Caleb, who's the winner?
Well, both of you guys did a great job. Neither one of you hit a single post, which is pretty incredible. You both got about the same amount of uncut grass. Steven, you just finished in a little quicker time. You just won yourself a $500 gift card at Tractor Supply Company. Good job. How'd you do it?
Well, if you're not first, you're last.
Oh, brilliant. Someone got a fortune cookie at lunch. Tom, and you also won a first competition. You get a $500 gift card from Tractor Supply Company.
Thank you.
Hey, do I get a cut of that?
My coach is already in on that deal.
Well, you can't blame a guy for trying. And if you're sitting at home right now and you're thinking, hey, I can do that, here's how you can make the Tough Grit cut and be a contestant on the Rule America Challenge.
To sign up, go to toughgrit.com and click on the I Can Do That button, or look for the advertisement in Grit Magazine. Don't wait, sign up today. So now you know almost everything you need to know about using tractor attachments to do some lane and field maintenance. And if you'd like to learn more, visit toughgrit.com. Glad you could be with us today. Hope to see you next time.
And remember, whether you're grading a lane or just happen to be named a lane, Tough Grit can help you get the job done right. I'm Shannon Riley.
And I'm Caleb Regan.
And if you see us coming, you know you're in Tough Grit. On next week's Tough Grit, we're trotting out a great show as two contestants vie for the winner's circle. Yes, we've saddled them with tough challenges that might end in a photo finish. Which one of our competitors will get Tractor Supply to pony up with the prize money? We're not horsing around today. Let's get to the starting gate for next week's episode of Tough Grit.